Alright, testing, testing. One, two, three. How is this all looking and sounding? I reckon it's all looking and sounding good. Alright. Hey! Bula! Bula! And welcome to this stream. And how is everyone? Vakavatico! Alrighty then! Hey! So yeah, as I was just saying, or even as I said before, like a week ago, I was just on vacation in Fiji. Hey! And I'll tell you what, this was actually like a first for me, like going to another country. Like, I've not done that before whatsoever. And so yeah, that was quite the moment, really. Hey. Like, I mean, I've been to other states in my home country of Australia, but never to another country. And I just want to say that with a moment like that, there was no no coming onto here and just to really tell you about the whole experience I had with it. Yeah, because I'm not even sure like how many of you have been to like another country for a holiday or a vacation, but I know I certainly haven't. Like, certainly not like that. And I have to say, yeah, it was quite the experience, and all in all, I say it was brilliant. Because what really started off as was with my oldest brother, who was planning this trip for a vacation into Fiji, and offered Mum to come along, and in turn offered me. And I thought, do I want to come along to Fiji? And I thought, and after doing a bit of research into it about what's there and where we're going to be staying, and with the place that we're going to be staying at, what's there to do, I just thought, you know what? Why not? I'll come along. Like, I mostly... So yeah, it was Fiji. It was going to be, Fiji now holds the honor of being the first country that I've ever visited. Like, outside of my, my home country. Yes, I mean, I'm not going to include anything of the sort. But it's also good that you're doing good. That's great. Right, very good. And yeah, so I did. Of course, I was going to get like plenty of like photos and some videos of things here and there. And actually, check out this background I got here. That I got playing in the background right now. Look at that. I'll just scoot that out of the way so you can see it better. That's actually a video I took while I was there. Yeah, pretty Kamitha, right, Cheeky boy? Yeah, that was the beach of the resort that we were staying at. Yeah, there's a beach right next to it. and everything, which I'll be able to show quite soon. So I thought I was wanting to get a like a looping video of the beach that's right next to the resort. Especially if I wanted to make something like this for this stream. So I thought instead of just like a static image. What on earth is stomach? I just thought, why not have like a looping video for a background for this stream? I mean, granted it's not much. It's just like the waves and that tree on the top right there. But I thought, well, we got waves, and I thought it'd be quite appropriate considering where I went. The kind of tropical place that it is. Hey. Yeah, so that's what I got going on in the background there, and there's plenty more to show with that. That's for sure. Oh, yes, Survivor. I certainly know of that show. That's for sure. And my mom's been watching a lot of episodes of it recently, but I didn't. Maybe I somewhat knew that it was in Fiji. But, I think maybe, like, one of the series of Survivor was in Fiji. Not too sure. Unless I'm confusing it for a, like another one of those, like survival shows. But yeah, Survivor is definitely what I know. I think I watched some episodes of it when I was a kid. And if it was in Fiji, then I guess that was my first taste of Fiji. Well, maybe not any sort of first taste of Fiji when I was a kid. Well, I mean, I've only just seen like I would have seen what Fiji would have been like through that. So I guess that's what how I first knew of Fiji without even knowing its name. But I think which reminds me, I think why I mostly knew of Fiji, or how I first knew of Fiji, was because of the movie Truman Show. If any of you are familiar with that movie or have seen it, because it mostly involves like Jim Carrey trying to get to Fiji and even making plans to make his way there. But yeah, that's how I mostly knew of Fiji, because we even watched that movie when I was in school. For us to like analyze later and everything. It was just like one of those sorts of things, and also appropriately enough, our same teacher for that class that we had, which involved us watching the Truman Show, she was even she even made plans to go to Fiji too, and one of our classmates even asked, "Are you Truman?" Yeah, I've heard little of Fiji, that's for sure, but I'm guessing, like really going there really gave me what it was like, especially at the resort that we were staying at. And the resort in particular was called Shangri-la. And it was on this tiny little island in the country, which I cannot remember what it was called already. I mean, I looked it up, but I can't remember it already. Hold on. Shangri-La, Fiji. Where is it? Yanuka Island, that's where it is. Shangri-la, Vanuka Island, Fiji. Yeah, so we were there for 5 days and got up to like plenty of the interesting activities for us to do, particularly for particularly particularly my little ones, and well, not mine per se, but my brother's children. So yeah, I'm an uncle. So, but yeah, it was overall his idea to go to Fiji for a vacation, and offered my mum and even me to come along. And I thought, all right, sure, let's do it. Yeah, so we flew out there on the 8th, landed that same day, and yeah, and it was I think it was just after lunchtime in Fiji time that we landed in. Yeah, so we basically landed at the airport, and we got driven all the way down to the like a southern part of the island that we landed in, and all the way to the resort, where we checked in and got our rooms and settled. And I had to, and before we even flew off to Fiji, Mum and I, and to an extent the rest of us who were going, we had to get up like in the middle of the night to catch our flight. Like apparently, like you would have to, ideally you want to be there like 3 hours before the scheduled flight. So I'm pretty sure we all woke up at like 3, I think, 3 to 3:30 a.m. in my time. Bula, enchanted smelly wolf. Vakavadiko! In case you don't know, I said, hello, how are you today? Or more specifically, Bula, hello, Vakavadiko, how are you? Fijian language. Yeah, and it's something I picked up while I was there. Because I thought, why not? And I thought, well, if I'm gonna go to another country, I should at least get a bit of knowledge about the Fijian language. Oh yeah, totally. And I think for the sake of it, I might just put a thing here. And I'll have to say, it felt quite good to speak a different language and have the local people understand. And in a way, having them reply in the same language. And yeah, that would look. So yeah, and yeah, getting back to when we were like making our way over to the airport to catch our flight. This is one thing that that happens like not far from where we live, but even on our way to the airport, our trip almost ended, because what happened at one point while we were driving, like at one of the like the streets to make our way there, it was around like, would have been like the same, or shortly after we had left to go to start driving to the airport, which, well, actually would have been like at 2 in the morning, actually, not 3, but 2. So it was just like 2 in the morning, and shortly afterwards we were like we got in the car, started driving our way over, and thing is, what happened was, like, on the street that we were, or on the highway that we were driving on, there was this one guy that was standing in the middle of the road, dressed in all black and everything, and we have no idea what we was doing. I mean, I didn't even really see what happened, because I guess it was just that hidden, and standing in the middle of the road, and it seems like he tried to step in front of our car, and Mum just at the very last second, like, swerved out of the way and almost hit him. I was thinking, oh gosh, and it was quite scary what nearly happened. I didn't even see the guy, but I looked in one of the like, rear view mirrors, and I could definitely see a figure standing in the middle of the road. Like, we have no idea what that was all about, but whatever it is, it seems like he tried to step in front of our car. Yeah, I know, right? It was, yeah, it was scary, and even afterwards, Mum was quite shaken. But at least the important part is that we didn't hit him, and we eventually made our way to the airport without incident, so all was good. So yeah, even on the way to the airport, our trip almost ended. Yeah, but goodness forbid it ended more badly. Oh yeah. Yeah, it would have been an Animal Jam. Oh, did they now? Enchanted Smelly Wolf? Well, in that case, Bula Spunky Vakavatiko. Yeah, so the rest of us made our way to the airport, and waited like a few hours for the plane to arrive. We all hopped on, did everything we needed to do, and what they needed to do, and then we took off. And it wasn't my first time on a plane, that's for sure. I mean, I was even asked by my brother, have you been on a plane before? And I asked him, well, and I replied to him, how do you think I got to Tasmania? So yeah, being on a plane, I'm certainly no stranger to. I think even before Fiji, I was on a plane like once or twice. Oh, well, yeah, twice I would have been. Twice or 3 times. Yes, indeed, exactly. Up and away. Yeah, so, and between Australia and the flight to Fiji, it was roughly like 5 to 6 hours, or 4.5 hours to 5 hours. So yeah, it was gonna be obviously a really, really long sit in the plane, but as long as we had plenty to do, we could pretty much keep ourselves occupied for the time being. My brother and I pretty much just binged watched a whole bunch of anime on the way there and back, so yeah, we were good, we were content. Yes, indeed. Pretty much like the same night I landed back in Australia, I made that showcase for the Gazelle. Yep, so that's what I got to. And let me tell you right now, after coming back from Fiji and doing everything to unpack and settle back here, I've been the most exhausted ever in my life. Like, I'm still, like, recharging from all that. Well, you been to Fiji before, cheeky boy? But yeah, I've got a whole, like... oh, right, okay. Well, right, alright then. But, oh, yeah. Maybe for someone like you, going to another state, for sure. But I've even got like a special thing to show you, quite soon. It's basically a whole presentation of what I got up to in Fiji. I've got like slideshows of like photos of things I took and to show you everything. Well, yeah, obviously. That's what I do. But yeah, yeah, so I picked out like certain photos which I thought would be good to show, put up on a presentation to show you all, and tell you what I got up to and what went on. Right, shall we? Because I've been pretty excited to do this. Alright, so now I'll be gonna be switching over to here. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna size myself down a bit more. And things are black right now, but just give me a second on that. Wow. Beep, beep, beep. And how's this looking? This should be good. It's good. Yep, that's good. It's good. Alright, so, so I'm just trying to find that particular thing, just setting that up, because I worked on it last night as well. Should be oh, what was that? Should be this one. Oh, yep. That gonna come on? Yep, here we are. Alright. So, day 1 of Fiji. This was when I was on the plane, and Fiji is just down there at the window. Have a look at that. So that's when we were just approaching over the coasts of Fiji, and you can basically see like that whole like reef and everything, and approaching the lands. Yeah, I know, right? And let me tell you, and here's another one where we got even more closer over it. You can see like more of the land, and even like this what looks like this bit here. Of what looks like some other a resort. And here, this will be more detailed look. Yeah, so all these photos are from me, and this was when we were like still on plane, about to touch down, landing in Fiji, and basically get to like a whole new milestone in my life, stepping foot into another country. I don't believe that is the result. I mean, it certainly doesn't look like it. But even like a few minutes more afterwards, a plane eventually touched down on the what is it, the runway? Would you still call it the runway if the plane lands on it? I believe so. Well, whatever it is, I touched down on the runway and comes to a complete stop. We were now in Fiji. Okay, so we all stepping out of the airport. This was like the first thing I saw of Fiji. That was my first sight of Fiji while stepping foot into it for the first time. So yeah, this particular image is going to be, well, like immortalized in my memory for until the end, really. Yeah, how about it, huh? Yeah, totally. I think oh yeah, I guess so. Again, this is only just day one. We were there for 5 days until we eventually flew back home. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that maybe like in some parts of Australia we have like trees like these, but not an awful lot of them. Or at least not like these. Like these such palm trees. And give me 2 seconds. Just gonna pop out of existence for need to pretty much reconfigure myself here. Okay, that looks good. And I'm back. Yeah, so there was this bus that was waiting for us to take us over to, well, to drive us over to the resort. And what the rest of Fiji even, like, it pretty much looked like. It certainly had that tropical look to it, given the kind of country it is, being on a tiny little island with that doesn't even have a lot of like landmass. I mean, it's much smaller than like any state in Australia, that's for sure, and I reckon even New Zealand as well, like New Zealand's North Island. So yeah, Fiji, it's a very small country, that's for sure. And but it had those sorts of like houses which looked pretty simple and everything. I think some of them don't even look like they weren't even like residential houses. And there was even quite a few litter on each side of the road. Yeah, like rubbish. But I assume that would be somewhat understandable with the kind of country that Fiji is. Not that I'd have an issue with it. Maybe it's just like, maybe if it got some help, it could look more presentable. But anywho, we eventually had the hour's drive towards the resort. We all checked in. We were even greeted by a local who like was tapping on a drum and then gave us a very loud and booming Bula! To which I just had to say, like, Bula back to him. And so this is what one part of the resort looks like. I guess it was because I was like taking everything in. I didn't get an awful lot of it right off the bat. And I'm guessing we were still making our way to the room. So, but there were like some spots in some angles which I spotted. I thought, whoop, got my camera out, click. This here's one of them. Got like this neat little garden with these sorts of these trees. Oh yeah, well, I would have mentioned before. Yeah, I'll even say it here. It was called Shangri-la Resort. And and it was Yanuka Island in Fiji. And I even found out that that shangri-la is actually like one of many other like resorts like around the world. So this here just happens to be one of them. So it's not just like a single place in Fiji with Shangri-La, but many other places too. But this is the one that we went into. That is indeed a map. Yeah, that is a map of the resort that we were at. Well, in fact, do I even? Well, at least not on here. But I'll even show you. I did get a photo of the map, well, that we were given, just so we could find our way around. I even sent that same image to everyone in a group chat that we all had, just, and which I was told was smart thinking. So if we didn't have the actual map itself with us, we had a photo of it that I took. So Fiji, where the Fiji, whoops, boop, and it's blocking all of us, but no worries, hang on. This is the map for the island and the resort. So that's what it all looks like, right there. Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it wasn't just us, but many other people from around the world that were visiting here too. But this is like the whole layout of it, of what it looked like. And where we mostly stayed was along like this this part of the resort, where the number 2 is labeled. So we were basically in this whole general area. Oh, actually, going by the legend up there, I think we were more here actually, where the number 3 is labeled. Or, huh? I've actually forgotten already. what part of the resort we were in? We were either Ocean Wing or what does that say up there? We were either, my family were either Ocean Wing or the Yanuka Lagoon Wing. But at least one of those two. Yeah, the Fiji water. I was... One thing I was even warned, which also reminds me, one thing I was even warned about was, like about the water in Fiji. Like if you're gonna like bring a water bottle with you or anything, don't use the tap water or drink the tap water in from Fiji, because apparently it's not as well filtered as anywhere else, really. Like compared to like Australia, or any other place. So yeah, if you drink the tap water in Fiji, you're probably not gonna have a good time. Well, your stomach's probably not gonna have a good time. Black spots? Oh, but I think, from from the looks of it, actually, I wouldn't know what they are, but it's certainly among, there's like a large golf course that you can do, so there's that along there. But yeah, all in all, that's what the whole place looks like. Like little island and owned by this whole, with this whole resort. Planning to walk around and see. Alright, so, probably get that out. Well, it looks like, those spots are on that same map in the background now. I mean, it must have been something, but I don't think I actually got to see what. Yeah, totally, cheeky boy. Just bring clean, bottled waters. Because they certainly provide them. And later that afternoon, when we arrived, we were making our way down to like the central area and even to the buffet. And, or maybe, but one of the next things I saw was this. Check this out. In case you can't see it on those trees, those are bats. A whole lot of them just hanging on these trees, and even making the noises that they do. Yeah, I know, right? I'm pretty sure I've not even seen like a large group of bats like those, like not even down here in Australia. I think it's because I'm just not in the right area for them. What types of bats are those? I have no idea, but my guess is that they're a kind of fruit bat. But perhaps if I could try a thing here. Try to zoom it in a bit. Oh, that's probably going to throw off the presentation a little. But I can always just like set it back, just so we can get a better look at the bats. I mean, this is the best I could pretty much get, but maybe they are fruit bats? But it's just, difficult to tell what exactly. Oh, yeah. I'm not even sure about, if getting a cruise ship to Fiji is even possible. I mean, not that I know of. I've just not seen if it's possible. And oh wait, what's going on? Where's the presentation? Oh, there it is. Good grief. Hang on. Let me see if I could fix that up. That's probably good now, or hang on. Maybe not exactly, but not that it really matters too much. I was going to go over to the next slide now, or even up this. But yeah, whole bunch of bats on this tree. Just doing what they usually do, just hang upside down. Yeah, but that's when we're heading our way to the buffet, and there's this particular area here. It's kind of like a central part of the resort. At least I believe so. But effectively, it's what what this part of the map is here. Where I'm pointing. That bit is this area here. You're kind of like a round central area. Which there are some shops that you could check out. I even bought a souvenir from one of these. It's kind of like a thing that looks like a snow globe or like a water globe. Like you shake it and you get like the stuff inside of it, just like flowing all around, and even has a light on it, so you get a better look at it. But and I thought it had some sort of like fan or jet thing inside of it to make the stuff around it float and fly around in it. I thought, oh, that's kind of disappointing. It doesn't. It's just a light. But at least I got something back from Fiji, because I thought, we're going to a country for another country for the first time. I should at least bring something back. Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, up next, this is what part of the buffet looks like. This is like a pastries and bakery area. Lots of delicious stuff to get in there. The gift shops, they're also expensive. Well, I think it just depends on what you're getting, because they're all like in like Fiji money, and their currency is Fiji dollars. So, which I'm not sure if it's going to be which compared to us in Australia would be a little bit more or less. I wouldn't know too much on that. But yeah, we had the thing to pay digitally, which converted like our currency into the Fiji currency. So we didn't have like an issue with that. Yeah, they have dollars, but it's Fijian dollars. Or trying to say what they would I believe it would be FJD for, which would be short for Fiji dollars. Yeah, but anywho, the thing is about us having the food in the buffet, particularly for breakfast and dinner, it was all covered by like the payment that we did for the rooms and for checking in. Fun bucks. Alright. Yeah, so we didn't necessarily have to pay for it, as it was covered by us getting the rooms that we were staying in. And so yeah, we could just gorge ourselves as much as we want on the food. It was brilliant. And this is what this was the first dinner I had in Fiji. This here. How about this, huh? I had a rib, and I believe the other is some pieces of beef. I think it's beef, like some pieces of beef with corn and cucumber. And I still remember when we ate there for our first night. A lot of the food they had there available was just totoka. Totoka being delicious. And it was even like both for like breakfast and dinner, which our which my brother even encouraged all of us just to really stuff yourselves as much as you can, so you didn't even get hungry. Especially for breakfast, since if we wanted to get something for lunch, then yeah, that'd be a thing we'd have to pay for, but not so much for the dinner and breakfast. And going on about breakfast, coming up on day 2. This is the breakfast I had. I had a stack of pancakes lathered in maple syrup. Something which I don't believe I've had for a few years now, and it was about time, really. And I may have had like other stuff to go with it as well, but if I did, I can't remember. Oh yeah, I'll certainly get to that. But that was breakfast, and what I got to see along the balcony of the buffet was this particular shot here. That is the Reef. The Reef by the resort, which there is like also this this strip of beach that you can go into as well, and that's like the Reef. That's quite literally next to it. Yeah. Yeah, totally right there, Enchanted, huh? Oh yeah, the pancakes were Totoka. Totoka. Yummy. Delicious. Yeah, and well, there's a bit of a bit of clarity there, and believe me, I would have a better photo of this coming up, that's for sure. And this here is the pool of the resort, so you could go swimming into it, and which I certainly went into, that's for sure. And quite a long while that I've gone swimming in a swimming pool, because I've been like so busy with everything else, especially like going into the gym back down here back at home. And well, actually the thing is, there is actually a gym now, as shown here, where I'm pointing at, where it's labeled the number 34. That's the gym. So that was the good news. There was a gym there. Bad news is, it was only for Reef Wing guests only. And I was not in a Reef Wing, so I couldn't use the gym, which was kind of stupid, because I brought my gym bag with me. So therefore, I didn't get to use the stuff in the bag. And even my brother was quite disappointed too, because he was up for checking out the gym as well, doing the kind of exercises which I do. But at least there's the pool, which is great exercise in itself. Kind of full body exercise, because when you're swimming, you're literally using every muscle in your body. So there was that at least. Oh yeah, totally cheeky boy. Very luxurious. Yeah, the pool was certainly great. I certainly liked hanging around in it. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, it was around like 7 in the morning in Fiji time. So not everyone was like up yet, but yeah, when you have like the pool like that's like empty, it could look brilliant. Here's another part of the resort, like by the pool, more of the palm trees. Like I saw this like from my particular angle. I thought, I gotta get this. A lot of these look like the kind of what's the word? like default background images on like certain computers or PCs. At least that's like how I think of them. I mean, look like the kind of images that you'd see on a default PC. Oh yeah, is that so? I mean, one would think so that they would have heated pools, but I'm not sure if this one had it. If the Shangri-La in Fiji had it. But what I did for the most part on day 2 was basically have a walk around the island and see what was there, and one of the things I like, because that's like one of the things I would like to do if I'm at a place I've never been to before. I would walk around and explore, see what's there, and went around to more like the back areas of where we were at this pool, and one of the things what I saw along the way was this here. A bird. A Fijian bird. And I believe with that particular species, it's a red-vented bulbul. Which is certainly, which would definitely be like one of those birds of Fiji, and certainly ones would have not seen before. Well, for obvious reasons. Are they exotic birds? I'm not too sure on that. I mean, there seem to be like plenty more of them around at the resorts. So I'm guessing it must be one of those like one of the common birds of Fiji. Similar to what you get with like pigeons and everything. But yeah, I'm glad you think that's a nice shot, Enchanted, because I have a way with a camera, having done like photography classes in school, and I guess you could pretty much say that in a way I'm a photographer. So yeah, I know how to take shots, especially like those. And oh yeah, with what's coming up next, this is so good. This is the weather station. And it all comes down to this coconut here. And it's this. Coconut moving, it's windy, coconut still, calm, coconut wet, rainy, coconut dry, sunny, coconut white, it's snowy, coconut invisible, fog, and the best part, coconut. Coconut hurricane. The thing is, I've only seen like this particular a particular meme of some kind, of like a photo by someone else, like at least from one of my mates, something that had something like this, but I didn't know that was a thing that apparently some places did. But yeah, that's the weather station, and it all comes down to this coconut. But the best part for me is the coconut gone hurricane. Oh, that is so good. And I pretty much thought they should have one other thing: coconut bouncing, an earthquake. and you might think, well, if it's probably like moving, it would cause like a coconut to move, so it would either be like that or windy. But still, you'd think that if the ground's shaking beneath it, it's going to be like all bouncy and everything. But yeah, I like that. That's funny. Coconut gone, hurricane. Oh. But what we have for dinner, for getting around to dinner, this is where we went to. This isn't the buffet. This is actually a restaurant, like one of its like full-on restaurants that they would have. So but the thing is, like with the buffet, you could like pick out what food you want, like whatever's available. Oh, coconut spinning tornado. That'll be good too. That'll be funny. But yeah, here's this place here that we had dinner. The sun at this time was just about to come down. I know, right? That was really good. I liked it. Why look at the weather forecast? Just look at the coconut that's there, and that'll show you what today's weather is. Yeah, so back here, this was one of the restaurants at the resort that we had dinner at, just because we thought, why not? There's plenty more to pick out from, so we might as well. And this is from like a balcony area that we were sitting at. Go like a wait. Yeah, and I have to like catch this like one particular like sky. I mean, especially with the sky looking like this, with the sun going down. Oh yeah, I'm guessing it would be like one of those kinds of places, especially at the time this photo was taken. Yeah, sunset. I mean, I'm not sure if the sun was all the way down at this point or just along the horizon, but yeah, I certainly wanted to get a shot like this. Really gets that Fijian look. But this is one of the dishes I had, which I believe it's like a bowl of chicken wings, which were really good. I liked those. And these are the kinds of dishes that I would not have before, and I'd be up to trying. Yeah, so I had 2 dishes that night. So there was this. Oh yeah, and again, totoka. As I can pretty much just say about here. Totoka, delicious. Because that's the Fijian word for it. And what I had next was this. And this is a dish called nasi goreng, which also happens to be the name of a Chinese emperor. To us Australians, at least, because of an ad on TV. Yeah. For dinner, I had a Chinese emperor. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just couldn't resist on that. yeah, it was... like, for those who wouldn't know about it, it was like this ad on TV about this one little kid asking his dad why they built the Great Wall of China. He's like, Dad, why did they build the Great Wall of China? Oh, well, that was during the time of the Emperor Nazi Goring. It was to keep the rabbits out. Because there was too many rabbits. In China. Emperor Nazi Goring. Oh, is that so enchanted? Oh yeah, so that's what we had for dinner. Oi! Sorry, I just got a trying to tab over, and just like some other things kept popping up in front of me. Go away! Don't need you right now. But yeah, so we had our food there. We finished up and went outside, and also got this particular shot of the walkway that we were that led to that particular restaurant. How about this, huh? Because this was like when it's at night, you get like all these lights on. I thought, like, these particular shots, I quite like the look of, like, especially when you get like lights from like below the trees lighting up like the underparts of it. So yeah, this was when we had our dinner and then like went to bed for the second day, and that second night was actually, like, I could say was the worst of all the nights I had there. Because apparently I woke up around in the middle of the night, like at 3 or so, and my stomach got quite sick, and actually it was so bad that I assume it was the Nazi goring that apparently at that time my stomach pretty much thought, you know what, I don't think I like this, and well, and brought up like pieces of it. So yeah, I got sick that night and vomited, and literally like felt awful that next day. But at least I was able to like get better from it myself, because when I had like a sip on something like a bit of water or like other sort of other drink, I burped, and Echo was being like, "Oh, pardon me," and my mum was like, "No, that's actually a good sign. That means that just shows that your gut or your stomach's working properly." Yeah, I assume it was like the Nazi going. It's something that I've not had before, and so I'm guessing I just wasn't used to it. So that's why I am to like throw up, and still going on about the nights in Fiji. At like Fiji at night when I was in bed, or at least trying to be in bed, I suffered. as I could also say, because apparently like the room that we were at, like it's got like 2 like beds and everything, like 2 beds for like my mum and I, and it was in that same room. What it mostly was like, what the room's made up was like the one room with the beds and the bathroom, and that was just about it. And the thing is, like, with why I suffered, I think nearly every night, like when I was staying at the resort, was because my mum snores obnoxiously, and for the most part, that's what kept me awake. And I gotta even also say that even sometimes she sounds like a growling predator. Yeah, and what I eventually did at one point, which was kind of stupid, but I didn't really have any choice. I slept in the bathroom. Yeah, basically did whatever I could to make a little like makeshift mattress and just laid it down in there and like slept in there. Yeah, so it was quite unpleasant, but again, it was stupid, but I didn't have a choice, but I made it work. Oh yeah, I eventually did, like with the few nights afterwards. But what you think Enchanted with calling it a version, maybe that was the case. I mean, it's possible that if I have Nazi goring again, I won't get sick from it, but well, for me in particular, it was one of those dishes, like, I'll bring it up again, actually. Like, with this particular dish, Nazi goring, it was one of those things that it was good the first few bites, or as like when you start on it, but when I dug more and more into it, it just kind of went, ugh. Like, I don't know if you had that kind of experience yourself. Like, it tastes like really good the first few like bites and everything, but as soon as you dig more into it, it just kind of goes not so great. Yeah, but that was what the Nazi goring was like for me in particular. Good the first few times of having, good the first few bites of having it. Not so much when having more of it. Which is not the strangest thing for me, as it has happened in the past with other dishes. But yeah, so we had all that happen. Horrible night happened, so which led into day 3. I didn't necessarily have breakfast that morning because of how it felt the previous night. I think I only just had like a toast. Yeah, I only had a toast with jam. Like, that was just about it, just so I didn't risk upsetting my stomach too much. Oh yeah, I get ya. I think I get you on that. That's for sure. I mean, I even like, because of it, that I would have to make sure that I don't like eat too much of like whatever might upset my stomach. But or even like if anything like upset my stomach the first time, I tend to avoid. But yeah, it sounds like what you have there, Enchanted, that sounds like it really sucks. Yeah, but even like what? And even like just to like so go on about it more is that like sometimes I would have a certain thing like for dinner or anything, and I would get sick from it, but much later when I would have that same thing again, I'd be fine. Yeah, I don't know what that would be about, but anyway, on to like day 3 on what I got up to, like apart from being like feeling horrible and like drowsy because of the night I had a bit of a lounge on the beach and looked up, and there was like this particular sight for me, like with the other palm trees. Which I thought was also a pretty nice view. And, I mean, given like the kind of place that I was in, like there was certainly plenty of shots like that. That's for or plenty of like not necessarily shots, but sites like that for sure. And sick on day one? No, it was day two that or the night of day two, which I got sick on. It wasn't day one. But yeah, this was when the day was actually more sunny, which just so happened to be on a right after the night, which was just horrible. But still, at least I guess that having a day with weather like this made up for it. And here's this. Here's that like same reef from before, from day 2, but with much better weather. How about this, huh? Yeah. Well, yeah, I get it, yeah. Yeah, and I've got another angle of the reef here. Like a little bit of a movement here and there, but that's just like more of it, just from a slightly different angle. Like same reef and same kind of spot that I took the photo from, but same reef. Just like getting that like tree and bit of a pretty sure you'd call it a cliff. Like other shots, so I can get it more like this. Wider shot of the reef with that bit of land on the far side of it. But yeah, had I not felt the way I did during the night, or how I felt I did this day because of the night, I would have done a whole lot more. But I eventually went back into the room. Oi. Come back here, you stupid presentation. Sorry about that. I'm not. I think it's when I minimize it, that's when it goes black. So I just gotta make sure I tab instead of minimizing it. So, and in a resort like that, you do get the housekeeping and everything. Like they knock on your door and ask you if you need or want the room cleaning. And so I thought, I had this one, one lady who asked me at one point, or came up to the door of the room that we were staying at, asking me if we wanted the room card. I thought, yeah, sure, why not? So she did all that and everything. Yeah, exactly right, cheeky boy. Coconut's gonna be dry, so therefore it's sunny. Very good. And yeah, so I just like laid on the bed and while she did what she was supposed to do, and this is one thing that she did. Have a look at this. She made a fold-up dog with towels. How about it, huh? And I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't even see how she did it, because if I did, I would have figured out how to make something like this myself. Yeah, I even had, like, before when she finished up and before she walked out, I just had to point to it and say, I love that. Very impressive, it's cute. What do you think, huh? This adorable or what? Oh, really? I guess that's so. Yeah, and I carefully like moved it around a bit, and like lifted it, moved it, and put it on top of like a black shirt that I had, so I could make it stand out a bit better, because you know, white towel and white sheets on the bed would have like blended too much. So I just put my black shirt on top of it and took the photo, just so you could actually see it better. I know, right? Yeah, that's talent. Now I kind of wish I like knew how to do this myself, because I love it. And speaking of talent, what we got up to that night was at this place here. This little village that was called something. What was that? What was the name of that village? Map. What's that village? It was along here somewhere. I believe it was this here. What's the number on that? 49. And what was 49? Mareau village. Right, so that's the name of the place. So this is Mareau village. And when I say talent, this is where we had a fire show. If you know what they are, like you had these like performers like doing like the fire dances, like the end of a stick and everything. There's like the both ends of a stick they like whirl it around, like doing a whole performance of it. Not only do we have like a fire show in this particular village, and this is also where we had our dinner. Oh yeah, ancient village. It's certainly got that look to it. And this is all... I'm not sure if this is also something that we also booked for. But this was like... like day 3's dinner where we had, and this is where we have like a lot of the stuff that you could pick out for yourself. Lots of delicious stuff there, including some like little cakes that we had. One of the things I had there was like a coconut tart, and my gosh, it was beautiful. Like little pieces of like coconut tarts, which kind of tasted felt more like a cake, but yeah, they're like these like coconut tarts. My gosh, if there's a way to make like coconut tarts, I want to learn how to do so, because they were so good. And again, Totoka. Oh yeah, yeah, it's one of those like sorts of things. Enchanted, and with the performance that we saw at this particular village, like this is like a photo of such thing. You get like these people in their like traditional clothing, and they do like these all sorts of frantic wild movements and very well coordinated too. I mean, you could tell like these are people that really know how to perform. Like they must have like done something like this hundreds of times, and it really amazes me like how they can do so fluently. Like very well coordinated, very fluent, and they all know like what to do. And it was also this here. They told of a story about this one tribal warrior that fell in love with this woman, and their tribes arranged this the wedding for them, which had it all done. But there was this one like vile creature that stole the sacred flame, as would have been demonstrated on those torches there, and they found out that the flame was gone, and they all set out to hunt for the the vile fiend, and engaged it in a fierce battle where they eventually found the flame and returned it to its rightful place. Yeah, like the way they told it and how they performed it, it reminded me a lot of the like stories of like native or indigenous people back home. And it kind of makes me wish that we had things like this for Australia's indigenous people. Yeah, like kind of history story for them actually. Maybe some sort of history story, or maybe one of those like mythological stories. One of those sorts of things. But whatever it was really fascinating, especially with the performance they had. With this and much later, which was this here. One of those sorts of things. Fire shows. Yeah, like a fire dancer who had the stick with a flaming end on each side of it. Really whirled it around and did all sorts of neat tricks with it. Maybe. I'm not sure what they said about the fire, but they mostly say it was like a sacred flame. Maybe that's part of their story. But yeah, pretty neat, huh? And along with that fire show came woof, that. There was the fire breathing too. Hey. And when I did this the first few times, like I tried my best to get like a photo of it or some sort of video, but where I was sitting, it was at a really poor angle. So when they did that the first time, it was like it had one of those like stupid torches right in front of the guy, so it blocked it for the most part, which was really annoying. Hey, do that. Well, I'm pretty sure there's like this like how they do this, like they sort of stuff stuff like a flammable liquid in their mouth, but not actually like ingest it or drink it, but sort of hold it in their mouth. Then they hold the flame up and then blow into it, which gives it that that effect with it. Yeah, so I reckon, mate, I definitely saw something like that at the store with one of them. Like they're sort of like they put something in their mouth and then they just blew into the torch, which is why they were able to achieve that. Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, like this was like really cool that they did. Or actually, I think the more appropriate description is hot. Yeah, so and that was like this here was like with multiple people. Again, it's amazing that they do this performance so fluently and very well coordinated. And given that it involves fire as well, you'd have to think that yeah, like with the amount of talent that goes into it, you'd have to think that this is probably something that they do, like, again, like hundreds of times. Like, to do so that fluently without any slip-ups. And they certainly must have practiced with, like, sticks which were not flaming at first. Because if they probably did, there would be like a burn here and there, like at some point, like until like, well, I think they would have like practiced this like hundreds of times until they got it right, and eventually they were able to do so quite fluently, even when it came down to when eventually got around to having the flames on the sticks. So yeah, this was like quite a show and even a performance to watch as well. Like with the fire show, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've not seen like anything like this in my life whatsoever. Not until like that night in Fiji. Yeah, so this. Yeah, first time seeing a fire show firsthand. Because I know like you could get some things like this in Hawaii. Or maybe like some other places, but I reckon it was like really good with actually seeing something like this for real, and especially even in Fiji. Oh, probably yeah, like years of synchronization and just like how like the kind of dancing you would do in school. Like, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of practice, a lot of everything until it gets it all right. Yeah, and they also looking at their bodies, they look pretty fit too. And even fit and flexible as well. Oh yeah, I certainly was. Mystified, or even enchanted. As you could also say, enchanted smelly wolf. But what did I get up to on day 4? Well, on day 4, I had this for breakfast. A bacon sandwich. Like with 2 slices of toasted bread with bacon in between. And this is somewhat of a like an old kind of thing which I have for me, because I've had this kind of thing for breakfast many times. Well, for breakfast and for lunch too, because I love me a good bacon sandwich, toasted bread. Yeah, but that's one of the things I had for breakfast. And what I also had was, again, pancakes, but this time it was coated in chocolate sauce. Oh, just mentioning that and even showing the photo, I can still taste it. It wasn't just chocolate sauce, but it was warm chocolate sauce. Yeah, totoka. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's how I have my bacon sandwich. Just the toasted white bread and the bacon. And I can say I really stuffed myself with the pancakes, especially when it was coated in chocolate like this. You try to say Totoka in Golem's voice. Hang on. Totoka. Probably sounded a bit creepy there, but that was the best I could do. But yeah, just some Fijian words which I learned and picked up. Because I thought, why not? Going to another country that speaks a different language, might as well say a few. Might as well like say or learn a few of their like words. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that was breakfast on day 4. There's this here is another one of those birds that was nearby. I'm not sure if this is also a red-vented bulbul or another one, but it certainly doesn't look like it's got that particular head on it. But I reckon if I could do something like this here, do like a screen grab and then image search. What is this bird? A jungle myna, actually. So apparently that's what it is. It's a jungle myna. I thought it would have been one of the bulbuls, but nope. It's a whole different bird entirely. Jungle myna. And yeah, it was just seeing like the wildlife or the other sorts of fauna in another country. Given that I'm someone who's really on about animals, it was such a like a magnificent moment for me, just seeing wildlife from another country. I guess that was really something for me to obviously expect whilst we were flying over there. Dingy or dingy. Okay, what do you mean now? But up next is this particular shot. What I mostly did for day 4 was actually go exploring more on the other side of the island, because what I mostly did for day 2 was explore one side of the island. This one on day 4, I explored the other side, and it was quite quiet there. I think it's because there wasn't like an awful lot there, and it was mostly just like golf courses. So wasn't going to see an awful lot of people there, other than the people actually playing the golf. But yeah, it was a jungle myna enchanted. That's what that bird was. Hang on. That's what this species of bird is. A jungle myna. Yeah, so walking along, someone walking along the one particular coast of the island. I saw this particular site here with the palm trees. I thought, gotta get that, because that looks too good to just ignore, especially with weather like this, sunny and blue sky. It really gives it that tropical look that you would see in places like this or familiar looking ones. I'm pretty sure like Hawaii as well. Like, don't you think so? Really gives it that particular look. Oh, yeah, and mentioning that, it was surprisingly warm now. Like, in stark contrast to Australia, which gotten quite chilly. But there in Fiji, it was sunny and warm, and even got humid at one point because it rained. At least on one of the last days that, which we were there for. But what was also available is horses. For all your horse riding needs. And I'm pretty sure that's certainly what my nieces got up to, was horse riding. And I think had I stuck with them, I would have gotten on to like horse riding myself if they were able to handle me at least. Well, I'm pretty sure they would have been able to. But yeah, yeah, totally, huh? Again, it was mostly like golf courses that this particular area was made up of. So you got like this wide open fields of grass. But it still looked really, really nice. So yeah, that's like certainly one of the things to mention. You can go horse riding here, and going back to the map, it was more along like this particular side of the island, which I took a walk around, and there's that horse area right there, labeled like 53 on the map, and that was like, yep, the horse riding. So you just make your way along this particular coast of the island, and boom, you've got horses. But yeah, further exploring, while going through what I believe was some sort of like bathhouse, I saw this here. And it's a butterfly. Can't really tell which species for sure, but again, seeing a butterfly which is not from my country, but it's said somewhere else instead. And maybe if it could pick it up, what the species may be. Or apparently it says it's a Danade egg fly. Alright. A Danade egg fly. That's a first. A Danade egg fly. If that's even like truly a thing, like an egg fly. Oh, it really is. I think, well, supposedly it's more for like some particular species of butterfly that it might apply to. But yeah, that's what it is. A Danade egg fly. But what I also spotted here was this. This other butterfly here. Because I certainly get plenty of butterfly species down here in Australia, but actually seeing other species like in another country, yeah, it's really something. Seeing like different species of butterflies that are not from your home country. And I think I'm just going to bring this front for a bit. Or is it going to? Come on. Go and bring it to front. So I can do a screen grab of this. And see what Google identifies this particular species as. It's a great egg fly, aka a blue moon butterfly. I guess it's somewhat appropriate. Got like black wings with white markings on it. Well, maybe it looks big because I took it like that, took a photo of it that close to it, but I'm pretty sure it was a really good sized one too. I'm pretty sure, like, maybe its wingspan could be comparable to my fingers? Or your fingers? Unless I'm exaggerating it there. Oh yeah, for sure. Enchanted. Like, far enough away from a lot of the other, like, the big spiders and other particularly unpleasant venomous things that would have it out for us. That's true. But next is this here. This particular shot of the sea along that particular part of the coast. And it was just like one of those things which I just could not ignore, really. I mean, these particular shots I do really like the look of. I have a panoramic one as well. If I could maybe try and bring that up. I'm not sure if it'll work on here, but I'll but I'll certainly try it. Image that. Browse for it. This here. Oh yeah, I reckon that'll work, but I'll set that down. And size it down to the right thing there, but here, have a go at this. I took this this particular panoramic photo of the beach I was at on the southern part of the island. Because I thought it was just too good just to pass up like that. Yeah, totally. Huh? And bit of a long while that I took a panoramic photo like that. And I thought this was a good subject. That particular reef. Oh. So that was like from this same spot that I showed you with that panoramic photo I showed you. And I went further along it, where there were some rocks as well, and I saw some of the locals there, or some more of the locals of the wildlife at Fijian beaches. Oh yeah, that's the cone snail enchanted. That's what you're referring to. Yeah, cone snail. They usually like little like crustacean or snail or sea snail animal that lives in this cone and often buries itself in the sand and has this like really nasty harpooning spike with very powerful venom that paralyzes the fish that it catches and just sucks it in whole. And yet, you do not want to get spiked by that thing, because more likely than not, that'll be the end of ya. So yeah, be very cautious on what shells you pick up. You might get spiked. But yeah, along this part of the coast of the island, I saw some crabs. Like, that here's one of them. Pretty neat, huh? And here's another. How about this? Oh yeah, it certainly would be enchanted. And which also reminds me, with one night, I think which was like a day or two before we would leave, or maybe the night before we would leave. I was going along like the walkway of the resort, and it happened to be raining as well, so it was pretty wet, and it also got quite humid as well. And we were a fair distance from any sort of beach at that resort, and I happened to see a crab sort of scurrying along next to the walkway. I thought, oh, what are you doing up here? Well, I thought it was like a good kind of weather or temperature for it, so maybe. Well, I thought that maybe on an island like that, you would probably expect to see a few crabs in some places where you wouldn't expect. But for dinner for day 4, this is what I had. I had some pasta with with cucumber and corn. That's what I stuffed myself with for that night. Because I don't think there was an awful lot of things available for me that night. Well, what I certainly had like after this was some of the cakes they had at the bakery part. Oh yeah, I would say so too. With the pasta and cucumber and the corn, which I could also say that I don't think I've had corn like in that kind of way for a long while now. I mean, I've had it like I've had like corn when it's on that stick that you hold by holding that you just chainsaw into it. And but not like when it's like we got like the pieces out of it like that. But so this was day 4, and on day 5 is what I got to something really exciting. Have a look at this. I went out into the reef. I mean, I don't have a photo of what breakfast I had because it was largely the same as before, like just like pancakes and a bacon sandwich. But yeah, I went out into the reef of the resort. Oh, and it certainly was. And what made this particularly special was like there were fish. Yeah, even like on a shallow reef like this at this sort of resort, there was also plenty of wildlife to see down there too. I mean, my mum and my nieces also went out there to see went out there snorkeling, and they actually saw a sea turtle. And which I think was something that my nieces were hoping to find, and my mum told me that she happened to find see a sea snake as well. Unfortunately, I didn't see any of those two, which would have been quite cool. But apparently with turtles in Fiji, they're actually quite a prominent symbol, like heavily featured in their culture. Pretty much like a symbol of, from what I remember, long life and longevity. It was something along those lines, but yeah, they got a lot of things like based on turtles, like with symbolism and everything. And with turtles and for turtle in their language, Vonu. That's the name of the turtle in Fiji. Yeah, so Vonu. That's what it is. And apparently through YouTube's auto translation, it goes "I want" equals turtle. Yeah, but Vonu is Fijian for turtle. But I'd say that the 5th day in Fiji, which was my last full day there, was my most significant one. Because that's when I headed out into that reef to go, well, not necessarily snorkeling, because I didn't have like a snorkel bit as well, but I swam out there. Here's another angle of the reef when I swam out there. Oh, really? Is that so? What was that turtle doing? Yeah, and what I had with me was this waterproof case for my phone, because that's what I got all these photos from my phone, but it's also like this waterproof case that my mum got me, which I slipped in there and sealed it, and it worked well. Really, really well. I'd say the best part of my vacation or for Fiji was indeed this, heading out into the reef, and I'll see here. This is one particular underwater photo I took of it, and but the thing is with it was, even though my phone was very well protected with that waterproof case, it still and was able to still like register my my fingers to like on the touch screen. The annoying thing is, it also registered the touch of the water. So if I had my phone inside that waterproof case into the water, I wasn't able to interact with it much because it kept registering the water's touch instead of mine. So I couldn't like press the photo button, zoom in or out or anything. Well, even when it did like zoom in or out, it did it automatically or by itself because it got really, really confused on who or what's touching it. But how I got around that was a whole bunch of videos, and I say we've gotten to the best parts of this presentation. I've got videos to show you of what the whole reef looked like and what I captured as well, and I was really, really excited to get to this point. So yeah, before I would even get to the last bit. So just making sure I'm getting it all ready to go and everything. So yeah, I've been really excited to show you this. Getting it to here. All right, and all right, the Shangri-la Fiji Reef. Here we go. So I set up my phone up, making sure it was all good and everything, good, well protected. Went to video mode, hit record, and down I went. If that's going to be going now, yep, it should be. Have a look at that. And here's one of those local wildlife. Check that out. Yeah, so I went down in there a few times just to see what kind of fish or other marine life I could find. But it was definitely a lot of the fish which I saw. I know, right? I mean, it's one thing to see marine life like at your local aquarium or whatever, wherever you see them. But it's a whole nother thing seeing them in their actual environment. Like this. You know? Yeah, but because of how my phone acted while I was under the water and still registering the water's touch, all I could do was just hope that a video came out well. But yeah, this is like what I got up to on the 5th day. Oh yeah, have a look at this. Those are some clownfish. And hanging around a sea anemone. Like, in its actual environment. I mean, this was just such a significant moment for me. Yeah, for sure, Enchanted Smelly Wolf. There certainly wouldn't be one in sight here. And, well, yeah, for sure. Apart from myself. Yeah, went in there a few times just to get, more videos of the reef, especially under the water. Yeah, and getting some more of the fish, and this was like one of my clearest ones. And the thing is, I didn't have a snorkel with me, as I mentioned before. I mostly just dived down in under the water in the reef, and I mostly just held my breath, which I'm very more than capable of doing so. I mean, it's something which I do like frequently, especially in the swimming pool. And I can do so pretty well. I mean, certainly at one point when I tested myself on how long I can hold my breath, especially when standing still, I held it for like 2 minutes 30. So I could certainly like handle something like that, swimming while holding my breath. And but yeah, for sure, it was like I kept going around that particular part of the reef, see what other marine life I could find. I thought I would hope to find a turtle as well, or even a sea snake, like my mum saw, but I guess I just wasn't in the right spot for it, or the right part of the reef. But some parts of the reef was actually like knee deep, or even just up to your chest, or knee deep or chest deep. Oh yeah, have a look at these. Like a whole school of this lot of fish here, which I believe they're called half-beaks. Yeah, half-beaks fish. Yeah, they look like tiny little swordfish, but oh no, or was it flatbeaks? Probably pulls out this shot here. See, get a clear shot. I can do a quick screen grab. Ah, right there. So apparently this fish here is... Wait, what's my cursor on this? Alright. Come on. Come on now. I don't know what's I've been having, but my cursor's gone invisible on the Google search. Oh. Come on now, I just had it there. Search my image. I had to do like an invisible mouse kind of thing. Oh yeah, it is indeed. I was quite right about what type of fish it is. It's a black-barred half-beak. That's the name of the fish. A black-barred half-fish. So if I could now tab back over to here. Blackbarred. Yeah, it's a blackbarred half-beak. That's what this particular species of fish is. Bula Mora Tokel. Bakapatico. And, Bula Frankie. Bakapatico. Oh yes, that's so. And, oh yes, here. I mean, it's a bit blurry, but I've got another, a clear video of them coming up quite shortly. But those fish that you can see in this, those are barracuda. I mean, these fish I've certainly seen images of, like, online and everything, but not in person. And by the looks of it, or even according to, like, a Google image search on them, they were juveniles. Yeah, exactly. As I just said, when I did a Google image search on this particular fish, it said it was like barracuda, but juveniles as well. But here's that little group of them that I was following. Yeah, barracuda. 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 I'm sorry. It's just something which I thought of regarding barracuda. But yeah, have a go at this. Because if it says they're juvenile, then I assume that they can grow to much larger sizes than that. Oh, really? Because I've heard a thing or two about them having a bit of an attitude, but I'm just not sure how true this is. But yeah, here's another lot of the sea anemone with the clownfish, and I did make sure to steer well and truly clear of them, like not get too close. I mean, it looks close here because I'm zoomed in on it, but because I know the thing about sea anemones is that they, if you touch them, they sting. But not for clownfish, because sea anemones rely on clownfish to keep themselves clean. And at the same time, this sea anemone keeps the clownfish safe from predators. That's certainly what I know. Having read many things about animals of all sorts, including marine life. But yeah, here's another lot of the half-beaks. I thought they were garfish, but having gotten a like a screenshot of them and then putting it through a Google image search, it identified it as a black-barred half-beak. But yeah, and also some of these other fish here, which I also followed at one point. And it was a little difficult to swim in it, actually, because I think it was because, like, the reef's current, and this here's the last one. There was, like, this rock thing in the coral, like, a little underside there, which I saw something under there, some fish which were hiding under it, so I was trying to dive down as deep as I can to get, like, a shot of it under it, and it's just that. Nothing to it. So I thought, oh, okay, I thought there would have been something under there. But that's it! That was day 5 of that was the other 5th day in Fiji. And what I ended the day off was this. How about this, huh? Some I believe it's some pieces of lamb or is it pork? I think some pieces of pork, but yeah, nuggets too, with some hot chips and cucumber to go with it, and with tomato ketchup to coat them in, because I couldn't couldn't really have any. I couldn't really have any of this without the ketchup or the tomato sauce. Oh yeah, yeah for sure. Like I think this was certainly like the best kind of dinner I had when I was there. That and the ribs too, which I had on day one. I think there was like a honey mustard in one of the jars you could have available. Or some kind of honey, I believe. But yeah. And that was it. That was the last day there. And effectively, all in all, we all packed up and we were, like, we had our last breakfast for Fiji, and then we started going on our way to the Nadi airport, like Nadi being one of Fiji's cities. And I'm just gonna go back over to here. I'm gonna be quite giant here for a second. Oh no, not giant, more small, but. So all in all, that was my trip in Fiji. And that was my experience for like going to another country for the first time. And there are also like some other things I do want to like show you too. Like when we were making our way into the airport at Nadi, which I believe is what it is. Oh yeah, it's Nadi. Nadi, or one of those two. Oh. Yeah, very funny, Enchanted. The elusive me. Nope. You'll never catch me. But yeah, there is like one thing I wanted to show in particular. Add an image. This I just had to get a photo of as well. I just thought, all right, this is cool. What? And just size that down now. Have a look at this. It's a Burger King. And you're probably thinking, well, Thyla, it's just a Burger King. What's the big deal? Well, here's the thing about Burger King. Down here in Australia, where I live, it's not called Burger King. It's Hungry Jack's. Because apparently when Burger King was looking to set up their shops down here, somebody else had the name of Burger King, so they couldn't use it. So they changed the name to Hungry Jack's. And so therefore, Burger King in Australia is called Hungry Jack's. And having seen this, I just thought, it's Burger King. It's in its proper name. It's Burger King instead of Hungry Jack's. Oh, this is just too good. To actually see it as Burger King in person. Oh, is that so? But yeah, like I saw that, I just had to rush back for a few seconds just to get a photo of this. Of a Burger King. Yeah. So that was like another sort of significant moment for me. Seeing a Burger King instead of a Hungry Jack's. And yeah, so we got in there and waited for our scheduled flight home. And we eventually took off sort of from there, and this was this was effectively the last view of Fiji that I saw. After, like how many minutes after takeoff? Like so. Yeah, a large shot of the reef, which eventually going into its ocean, and that was what I saw while on the way. And the word I said in particular was mote, which means goodbye. And it's this in particular. That was what I said when the plane took off from the ground. Yeah, so that was on the 13th, which we took off from Fiji and started flying all the way back home. Yeah, landed back in Australia at around like 7:30 or so. Or about... Yeah, it was sometime like just after 7 p.m. AEST. Oh, daylight savings, huh? I don't really look at it quite fondly. And it was also that same night, which I... Like, when I did that showcase video of the Gazelle, that was like soon after I got back home from Fiji. That was the same night. So I thought, I'll probably get to it as soon as possible. So I thought, why not? Ben got delayed a few days because I was in Fiji, but I eventually got to it, as you would have seen. But yeah, all in all, that was my vacation to Fiji, and I would have to say it was brilliant. Like I've had like before then I had dreams of flying out to like another country, but believe it or not, it was mostly for Japan, as I'm certainly still wanting to go to for my own kind of holiday. But on the day that we were going to fly out to Fiji, it's like, we're actually here. We're actually doing this. But it was for Fiji. And yeah, it was like the... What am I trying to say? It was certainly like an experience, like going to another country for a holiday. Because something which I've not done before. And I even had to say that it is, even said to someone that it is, Fiji is going to hold that honor of being the first country I ever visited, like overseas. So that's pretty much what I wanted to get to for today was tell you that I've gotten back from Fiji, and I wanted to show you how it was like for me and what I got up to, especially when I got into the reef, like swimming around in it and seeing like the local marine life. But that's certainly what I got up to. To those who tuned in, thank you all so much for watching, or as I can pretty much say, vinaka, which is their word for thank you. Like so. yeah, to those who tuned in, Vinaka for watching, and I'll probably catch you again sometime next week for another like stream of hunting for sapphire potions, like I did shortly before I left. Oh, is that so? Well, okay then. But yeah, sometime next week I'll see you again. But until then, take it easy and saltatale.